Good morning, Australia. Good evening, USA.
How are you doing over there?
Hey, finally you're online. Finally you do a stream. Since
Yeah,
I think 30 minutes you're not online.
I think I saw one of these streamers that makes a lot of money. One of these very successful streamers. He was making like $40,000 a month a
That's
stream.
nothing.
So he streams all day. So I'm like,
All
man,
day.
$40,000 a month. Imagine that. That would be insane.
Hey,
Can
yeah,
you
that's a
believe
little
that?
bit like a half-time job here in Australia. No, I agree. That's actually crazy.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. Just for streaming. I mean, I saw this sometimes when you watch really big streamers with, let's say, 1,000 viewers or whatever, and then people dropping $50, $100 and whatever. So, are you crazy?
And that
This
is
guy is already rich. Why are you dropping so much money? That's why he is rich.
Yeah, and that is without sponsors or anything. Like that's
Yeah.
just so I mean, if you can have one of those channels with millions of people, if you get, I think even on YouTube, if you get like over 100,000 views for every single video, I think you can just earn a living with that. But that's so tough, man. I've seen channels with 2 million subscribers that don't get that. Don't get
Yeah,
us.
it's because they don't have the faces we have, That's the thing.
But yeah, man.
Anyway, so we're talking about the Sony Bravia 10, the OLED killer, or maybe it is, but non-affordable for normal people, most likely. I haven't seen the price. Yeah, any idea about the price? What is the 27-inch version? How much is it?
So I think the price is gonna be double what I would pay for, basically.
Okay,
That's
a
what I'm
lot.
expecting. So if I would pay, for example, if I would pay $1,500 for 65-inch, then Sony charges $3,000 and probably more. So I don't think that would be on my radar, basically.
Okay.
But yeah, I have to say I'm positive about the Sony announcement because I like in-house technology. If we always have all the companies using the same technology, it's not very exciting. I like when when a company comes out and say, hey, we're gonna use something that we created. Now Sony created this technology many years ago. I think it was like 2007. They had a TV that was RGB, mini LED or something like that, but it was like $10,000. Absolutely insane. So they are reviving that technology. But the thing is, I believe Sony saw the Hisense coming out at CES with the RGB mini LED, and they said, "Oh, you know what? We have that too. Let's do it." And that's why they are always waiting.
Oh, there was something, right? Let's open the drawer. Ah, there it is. Let's build it. Oh my God. It is crazy. Okay, so what are you doing right now? You're finishing up your PC?
So what I did yesterday, very, very quickly, it took me under 4 hours. I put the fans inside a case. It was 7 fans. 7 fans. I took under 4 hours, so I was pretty fast.
Yeah.
So I have a new case with the fans ready.
Let me ask, have you checked the directions of the fans?
Yeah, I think with the help of the community, because we studied the situation, and with the help of the community, I think we're gonna get a good airflow with 7 fans inside that case. And I'm happy with it. I think it's gonna look fantastic. And then what I did today was to take apart my whole PC, and then I realized it was so dirty. It was nasty.
Yeah.
I mean, actually, let me show you the back of the case. I'm gonna bring the cover.
I don't want to get censored on YouTube. Okay.
Yeah. So the stream might get canceled if I show you this. Let me actually move it very, very slowly so I don't get my motherboard. Look at this thing.
Oh, yeah. Okay, well, that's normal. Yeah, that's how it is. That's dust. Yeah.
That is nasty.
Mars, you know, there's no air.
So
No,
yeah, I
that's
have a lot of work to
I had the
do.
same. I have actually the exact same CPU cooler, the Noctua NH. Is it NH14? I think it was 15. No, 15. NH15. I have the same in this one, and I tried it. I tried to clean this as well, and I didn't use water as well because you never know. Even probably it shouldn't be a matter with the aluminium, whatever stuff it is in use, but you never know. But I used really Q-tips, very fine. Then, but it's a pain in the ass because you really can't clean it properly. I know what you mean.
So did you use like this size, or did you have like a small?
No, so I used first of all I used this size, but you can't go in actually properly. You need to press, and then I used actually the paper towel what you showed me before with a very thin, not like a screwdriver, but a very thin, and then I pushed the paper towel in. You know, it's a pain in the ass. And what I would recommend anyway, I would repaste the CPU. How long when have you done this the last time?
I think I did it like a year ago.
Okay, maybe
I did it recently.
But mine was when I did it, I think 5 years or 6 years. And always when I opened up a browser or whatever, when you have a CPU spike, you know that the CPU cooler started blowing up like crazy. I said, that's just ridiculous. And I saw the temp spikes up. So I repasted it, and since then it's quiet.
Yeah.
So 5-6 years is too long for thermal paste.
Yeah, this one is still good. The temperatures are under control. Yeah, but it was nasty. Yeah, anyway, someone said. Okay, let's go.
We're talking about the Sony Bravia 10. We're talking about so many other things, and I would like to talk about my new toys. What I bought.
Let's go.
So I spent actually more money on the toys I bought than a 5090. Okay, so first of all, I went with an iPhone 16 Pro Max because I'm going to use this mainly probably to record my videos in the future, because this is my DLSR camera, which is already 5 years old, making a pretty good picture. But compared to this Dolby Vision recording here, oh my goodness. Okay, and then I bought this one here, which is the equivalent of a 5090. That's a MacBook Pro Max 16-inch. And I know it's crazy. Oh, by the way, a clear screen, okay? Arial. I know you would be very pissed with me if I would buy the non-clear. That's why this is clear. And actually, I compared it. The nano texture screen, what they have on the, it's a matte finish, obviously. It really does look good. But when you then compare with the clear one, you know, next to each other, you have a lot of shiny lights in the clear one. It's so much better. It's just so much better. And full stop, I have no problem here to use this anywhere. You know what I mean? Even you have some reflections, whatever. This is over 1000 nits brightness, this screen.
So let me ask you. Let me see if we get this right.
Yeah.
You're telling us that you gave Apple all the money and you got a matte finish from Apple? Are we getting this right?
No. Sorry, a clear one. It's a clear one.
You got the glossy.
What did I say? A glossy one. What did I say? Now this is glossy. This is glossy. Can you see? It's glossy. Can you see?
Okay.
This screen, I'm not kidding. So now, because I compared non-glassy with clear, and I decided I go clear. Full stop. It's just so much better. The colors are more vibrant. Even the non-clear, or the whatever they call it, it's really, really good. Apple, but I said no, it's much better. And you pay $200 less, or you would pay $200 more for the
matte finish.
For the matte finish, you would pay more. But I can tell you, this display is so far the best display what I have in this house, and behind is the G4. This display, this Retina XRD, whatever Retina display, it's not an OLED display. But I compared in a complete dark room or whatever. You have a little bit of black level rays, you know, compared to the OLED. But this is so damn sharp. The colors are so absolutely fantastic. It's really I mean, obviously, I mean, this is, I think, up to 5 or 6K resolution, what the display can do. Okay. So compared to the G4 behind me, the PPI, of course, the pixel per density or whatever this is of course much. So this is just super sharp, and HDR 1000 nits. So apparently up to 1600 nits, but I haven't found this actually to measure.
So what's the resolution? 5120 by 2880, or I don't remember.
Well, that's a very
exact
high one.
And we have FOMO checking out the stream. Yeah, we're gonna talk about the Bravia 9. Shiny lights. Yeah, I think it will be.
I think it's something with 5K. The maximum resolution what I can choose here is 3, 4, 5, 6. It's very weird, odd, but it has a higher resolution than I can choose, because if I would choose the highest resolution here, you can't see anything anymore. Because that's actually the downside from Apple. There's a very bad scaling. They have actually no scaling as Windows has. You know that you can increase the text to a proper level. But anyway, I'm happy. I'm so happy. I tell you. And I don't want to spoil it too much, but this CPU inside here. So here is my 7950X3D. Okay, 7950X3D, 16 cores, 32 threads. Okay, so Cinebench, of course, this PC is still better. But when you compare this with games like Civilization, where you have a CPU test inside, a benchmark, this is actually faster, because the single core speed from this one is smoking this computer. I'm not kidding. The single core speed in this. So if this would have also 16 threads, this has 16 cores. This has 14 cores in total. So 10 whatever you call it, efficient cores, and 4 whatever, blah blah blah.
Yeah,
but if this would have this, if this would have the same core amount or size like the 7950, this would smoke my 7950X3D. Absolutely, and that's a laptop. That's a laptop. I'm not kidding. And the fans, they're just starting actually when you use Cinebench. I haven't heard the fans once. I thought they're actually faulty.
Wow, that's crazy. No. I mean, I'm happy for you, man, but Apple, no. We're losing gaming tech with Apple. No.
No, we should better get the money to NVIDIA. I get it.
Of course.
Of course. We have a super chat from Jimmy Harrison. Thank you very much. How are you, Jimmy?
Thank you very much.
Hope you're doing well, because we are doing very, very well.
Yeah,
actually too well. That's not good.
Yeah, he's been checking out the streams. Man, happy for you. I'm just
actually, I was thinking of go ahead.
Yeah, when it comes to Apple, I understand you're probably choosing Apple because the certain programs that you want to use for your productivity, your work, or something specifically to the software, right? Is that why you went with Apple?
It's not just that, but the whole environment, the Apple environment, it's just so much easier to use. You know what I mean? So you can, I mean, I didn't know all of this stuff until I started, but you have AirDrop for an example. You know, AirDrop is a Mac a thing, can't be used on Windows. Not sure if they have something similar, but I record a video here, 2 GB or whatever, and I just AirDrop it in 10-15 seconds to my MacBook. I'm not kidding. So there's no point actually anymore to have a external whatever connected and then connected to the MacBook and something like that. You can start using. It's just so it's all included. Everything is once, you know.
So your plans, let me ask you. So your plans is you're gonna use the better camera for the YouTube channel, because of course the iPhone. I mean, I'm kidding with Apple, that is Apple, but the camera is fantastic. So I guess you are gonna use that camera for the YouTube channel, and then you have the laptop immediately. You have the video there for editing and all of that.
Yeah. It's just so much easier. And the thing is, you know, I like to do a little bit more in terms of maybe Instagram as well, you know, just a little shorts, something like that, you know, promoting my next video. And of course, just with a DLSS setup in 16:9, it's just not possible, because you need to crop the picture. Then it's that's why I decided let's go with an Apple or with an iPhone as well, because it just film. I mean, any phone can do this, you know what I mean? But because when I'm go with Samsung, then you're with Android again, and I'm not quite sure how it's not just one environment, you know. You can install programs for something like AirDrop and stuff, but it's not the same.
They got you in. They got you in. Accept. They just got you in. So
yeah, nah. I mean, hey. And after I bought, Jensen called me, say, "What are you doing, man? What are you doing? Where's your $10,000 command center?" And I did this. Here,
he called.
there it is.
He called you and told you, "Hey, with those $3,000, you could have purchased a 5090, and that would be the best investment you can make."
Yeah. Oh my God. No. I was thinking about this a long time, honestly, and it's yeah. I know it's a lot of money, but hey.
Let me ask FOMO. Did you see the Sony prototype, or do you have the information only? Have you seen it? Have you seen it in person? Because I think HDTV Test had hands-on and digital trends. Some people had some access to the prototype or something. So yeah, this. I mean, happy for you, man. Happy for you. You got all the new tech.
I have to say, I'm happy for you as well, because you're getting your 5090 someday, hopefully next week or whatever, and you're prepared actually.
Yeah,
and
I'm ready for it.
I can see, and I was listening to a couple of, not watching but listening most of the time to your streams, and it's just great, you know.
Yeah, I'm happy,
Fantastic.
man. I'm happy because I got this beautiful PC I never had. I have to save money with the peripherals. So getting a nice case with fancy, RGB fans and all of that, that's a luxury. I mean, even if I get the 5090, I was just gonna put it in the same $30 case that I have. And honestly, it's heartbreaking to put a 5090 on an ugly $30 case, open to all the dust. So yeah, I'm happy that I could get this. MSI sent it to me. Thank you very much. So I'm gonna make some videos with it, of course, and I'm gonna share my experience after I finish building the PC. I'm gonna, give you share my experience building the PC there and talk about all the features and everything. I'm just learning right now, and I like to do it live. And people, I have questions. Hey, how do we do this? And people help me.
Yeah, I know.
And share the
Absolutely fantastic. And the community, what we have, is just absolutely fantastic. Thank you very much.
Yeah, it is great. It is fantastic.
So what are we doing then? Are we getting the Sony Bravia 10 or the G5?
Yeah, so I have to say, I am happy. So about the Sony, like being seriously, I always give Sony and Apple to, I give them crap, because they're very expensive. I mean, Sony makes a TV, they're gonna pay for it. And the thing is, I bought two 65-inch QD OLEDs for less money than the Bravia 9 65-inch. So that makes no sense. Why would you pay double the money for a TV that's just inferior? QD OLED is just better. So the Sony price, it just makes no sense. So that for me just takes them out of the consideration completely. And on top of that, when it comes to gaming, they are not going to be LG. They're not going to have all the features. They're not going to have all the, not even what Samsung does. Even for HDR, the tone mapping with Sony, we asked Classy in one of the streams, and he was explaining the tone mapping on the A95L has like a 4,000 nits target, and but if you set the game to be 4,000 nits, so the max CLL of the game is 4,000 nits, then it looks kind of washed out. It's clipping, so you have to set the max CLL and the PS5 and the Xbox system level calibration to be like 1750, like from 17 to 1800 nits. And who knows that? I mean, so yeah, on the PS5, there's like an automatic thing to make it work. But if you don't know that, let's say you're using the A95L for the PC or something, you don't know what's going on, you get an HDR, doesn't look great. So the tone mapping is not great. And I don't understand why, because Sony has the reference monitor. They definitely know about tone mapping. They should offer an HGIG option for gaming. That is so obvious, and they don't do that. And I just cannot understand. Also, Sony prouds themselves of accuracy, and then they have dimming that the rest of the companies let you turn off. They do not allow you to turn it off on the service manual. So that's a deal breaker. I can turn that off with LG and with Samsung, and with Sony I cannot. Turn off ASBL, the dimming to protect. So basically dimming other than ABL, you can turn it off, and the rest of the companies, you cannot do it with Sony. That's a big problem because there's no HDR accuracy if the TV starts dimming. And you see it on the comparison. When we see the TV side by side, you see Sony starts dimming before the rest of the TVs, and you cannot fix it. So yeah.
So FOMO was in Tokyo with Vincent and checked out the prototype. That's absolutely exciting.
Nice. So
and he's at the gym at the moment, so he can't join. That's not an excuse. Come on. I should go to the gym as well, really. Maybe.
Well,
maybe that's what successful YouTubers are doing. They're going to the gym and then streaming the whole day. That's what you're doing, huh? Yeah. Exercise and streaming. That's all what you do, huh?
Exactly. So you saw streaming also kicking the punching bag. I have the punching bag right here.
Yeah. Oh my God, I wish I had more time for doing this stuff, really. I don't know. Anyway, coffee.
Yeah, so that's the thing with Sony. Sony and LG no longer most expensive. B83, 85 inch, now it is TCL.
Really? Okay. Okay, this is crazy because TCL, I was never considering TCL as a high-end performer until, but I was actually also never considering to buy a Kia, but until I saw it and until I drove it, and then I said, okay, that's pretty good for the price, but now TCL is actually expensive. Interesting.
Yeah, the infotainment system of the Kia is great. I have a friend that has one. It's just a huge, I'm not sure the model you have, but it's a huge screen all the way. So the X11K, $10,000. That's a TCL X11K.
So for 85 inch or 83 or what?
Let me search that up. I don't know that one.
So that's 10,000 US dollars. So we're talking 15,000 Australian dollars or whatever. That's okay. That's one Apple product.
Yeah,
choosing. Hey, and I was looking because I'm so happy with the screen. I can't tell you how I love this screen. No. And then I was looking, so okay, let's have a look what Apple has in offer in screens. A 32-inch Retina display starts at 8,600 Australian dollars. And it starts, and then you want to have a Visa mount, $300, and this and this.
Oh, $300 just for the mount. That's Apple for you. See, that's why I don't like Apple. That doesn't make sense.
That's Apple, yeah. That's Apple.
So I'm looking at this X11K series, 85 to 98 inches. Learn more. See what this is. Is this like a mini LED TV? Yeah, QD mini LED. So quantum dot mini LED. Why is this so expensive? This is not even the. Let's see, why is this so expensive?
6,500 nits.
Oh, you're seeing, yeah, 6,500 nits, 144 hertz. This has a crisp glow HBA panel. Why is this so expensive? Because it's bright?
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah.
So here's the thing I want to say about this. Sony, TCL now, Hisense also is going to have this trichroma RGB mini LED. Exciting stuff. But we play games. You also watch movies and stuff. My question with all these TVs, and FOMO, if you can answer this question, I'm not sure if there's an answer yet. Is this Sony TV coming, Bravia 10 or whatever they decide to call, is this going to look the same for gaming? Are we going to have the same contrast, the same picture quality with low latency for gaming?
That's the big question here, yes. Because have you actually seen Classy's video where he was in was it I don't know where he compared the new LG G5 with the G4 and also the Sony TV. And the Sony TV, the picture processing time in the filmmaker mode or whatever they used was really almost a second behind the other TVs. So if this is already in the filmmaker mode or whatever, a second or whatever, then and they're trying to keep the picture quality in the game mode, that's not good for the input lag.
Yeah.
But I mean, I haven't never had a Sony TV, to be honest. Not sure if it's really that bad. I mean, from watching movies, I don't care if there's 5 seconds delay, because I don't know, because I'm watching the movie. I don't know if my source is already five seconds ahead and the TV takes 5 seconds. It really doesn't matter. But if you play a game, of course, and you press a button and 5 seconds later something happens, that's not
a deal breaker. Let me change my camera real quick because I have the wide open camera, I think.
So just to answer this question quickly, what's the cheapest OLED TV you would say it's okay? I mean, I would actually almost say any OLED TV what you can get, actually, honestly. So even you get an old LG CX for a very good price, and that's your first TV, and you don't want to spend too much money. Now we lost Arial, but anyway, and you don't want to spend too much money, then just go for it. If this is your first LG or OLED TV, then go with the LG CX. So I would say any. So even you have the whatever C1, C2, it doesn't matter. Any OLED TV is good.
Yeah. So that's the thing, man. Gaming, I don't think these TVs are for gaming. Okay. What's the refresh rate? What is going to be the refresh rate? No talk about that. So definitely, if you don't say anything about refresh rate, then it's not a TV targeted for gaming. And here's my problem. You might say, well, not everyone is a gamer. Some people just want to watch movies and just regular content, and streaming, Blu-rays. That's fine. That's fine. But here's the problem. A premium TV like that reaches up to 4,000 nits, that has a higher color gamut, and it's just a beautiful, very powerful display. The regular content is not great. So how many movies are you going to be watching that are going to be pushing that brightness and those colors?
The only way to see the brightness is with games, with certain games.
Exactly.
So you would need to play games, but I understand this. So all the time when people are asking me, hey, should I buy the LG or should I buy the Sony? My question was always, are you planning to game at some point? If you like to game on this TV, always go with LG or Samsung. Don't buy a Sony. Because again, I never had a Sony, but all the tests what I have seen, all the experience from other users said, hey, Sony is not the best choice for gaming.
So let me go with this FOMO. Here's what I would ask Sony. I'm gonna make a video about it, and I want Sony to be good. I want every company to be good. I want to have many options that are interesting for me as a gamer and for the community. So I don't want Sony to be bad. If I say anything negative about it, it's just to push them to be better. What I want Sony is to offer what they can offer for gaming. And that is something very, very good. For example, I tried a very old Sony TV that had flickering technology to improve the motion. That TV from 2013, I think it was, is a KDL 905A, B, something like that. I forgot. Well, I have a video about it. At 60 FPS, that TV looks like a CRT. It is more clear than my LG C1 with backlight strobing. It is more clear than my 360 Hz QD OLED monitor. Absolutely insane motion clarity. At 60 FPS, the flickering was not even a problem. Why Sony had that technology and they just completely disappeared? Like it doesn't exist on the mini LED TVs anymore. They also had 3D. They had 3D and they had simulated 3D, which you can use for gaming. And I tried playing the games with that, and it was passive 3D glasses, and it looked fantastic. Why they don't have something like that? So Sony can definitely offer HGIG They know what HDIG is. This is what the reference monitor does. No tone mapping other than ABL, because it's a TV with power limitations. So how can Sony be able to offer all of that and don't do it, and then charge more than any other company? Or well, maybe we have TCL now charging a lot more money, but you get the idea. They're charging a lot of money, and then they don't offer their best. I don't feel like Sony is offering their best. Definitely not for gaming.
I don't understand this. But the problem is, most likely the problem is that, and this is what I don't understand, Sony is a very big company, maybe too big, because as you remember, Sony TVs were the last with VRR support for the PlayStation 5. So this is mind-blowing for me, you know, when they're recommending get a Sony TV, you get the best for the PlayStation 5, and it's not even supporting all the features. So how can this be? You know, I don't understand this. How can a company like Sony not having those features already before all the other contenders? I don't get this. This must be already out of the box, you know. So you buy a Sony TV, you plug it in, you don't need to do anything. You know, and PlayStation says, oh, I detected a Sony TV. Thank you very much. But it's not happening. It's actually worse. I don't get this.
The other thing is, we have on the Samsung TVs, we have this Game Motion Plus, a low latency motion interpolation for gaming. I think every single company should have an option like that. It should be possible. Why is that so difficult? Especially for console games. You want to have an option to make 30 FPS a little bit more usable, if possible, and make 60 FPS great, like the Samsung TVs do. So they are just, I think they don't. The thing is, this TV might be great, but who is it for? Is it for the purist that love Sony accuracy? If it is for them, then it makes no sense, because even Sony, I watched the HDTV test video about this upcoming Sony TV, and even Sony was using a content that was HDR graded to 300 nits. Can you believe that? 300 nits.
That's not a HDR. That's better SDR. That's overbrightened SDR.
So how are you going to show off that TV that's up to 4,000 nits, which with 90% color gamut, tremendous color volume? How are you going to show off that with a content that's just garbage? You have to use that up. You cannot use accurate settings. And they didn't. They were not using accurate settings because they know it looks like garbage. So if you have a premium display for enthusiasts that want accuracy, because you're Sony, the reference monitor, and all that stuff, it makes no sense. You need to focus on gaming. Gaming is what can show off your TV the best way all the time. Max out. They have to understand that. And I don't think they focus on gaming when they don't even tell you what's the refresh rate of that display.
I mean, we have seen so many bad, and it's not just Sony, but also when we're talking about online game shows, like, I don't know, any presentation from Sony or Microsoft, we have seen so many bad trailers, for an example. We talked about this on our live stream back then, how can it be that they releasing where a million of people is waiting for an announcement, whatever, for Hellblade or whatever, with raised blacks in a trailer? How can this be? How can you not have a 1 minute trailer perfectly graded? I don't get this. So just mind-blowing. I don't have the answer for this, because it's, for me, a quality issue. That's what
it's unbelievable. I really want what I would love is Sony focus on gaming. And let me tell you, I believe, I might be completely wrong, I believe Sony was waiting, because they always wait to release and announce what they are going to do. I think Sony saw TCL or Hisense, Hisense at CES with the trichroma RGB mini LED, and they were like, oh, we can do that. So then they're working on it right now. I don't believe they were working on it for 25 years or something like that. I don't believe so. I know that those things take time, so that might sound like nonsense, but they announced that their TVs will be in 2026. this TV we're talking about comes in 2026. It doesn't even come out this year. So I think they are working on it right now. That's why I'm giving you a feedback. Focus on gaming. Give me the gaming features, better motion. Give me better HDR, definitely HGIG. VRR support. Give me 3D. Give me something new that I'm like, okay, that's the TV to get for gaming.
So will it come out before Gran Turismo 6? Or? Okay. So yeah, now because the banner is running on the bottom, which says please subscribe to both channels. Josh is right. We don't have links to each other's channels in our video descriptions. We need to change this, of course. But yeah, it's very easy to find us on YouTube because we're always number 1 or number 2. When you look for most watched videos, very easy to spot from the bottom, of course. Not from
yeah. Let's add it when we finish.
Yeah. Yeah. But anyway, so I'm actually, so it's March here now. In Australia. I don't know how about the US, but it's probably similar. No, just kidding. But I'm done with spending money this year, really. Okay, so that's it. Okay, because I gave Apple my money, and I don't know who the CEO from Apple is, but he is very, she is very thankful. Probably it doesn't even show up on the balance, when I spend money because it's accounting so fast.
Yeah, that's a lot. I mean, Apple, that's a lot. But I hope it serves you well, man. I hope it serves you well for the channel for your work.
I have to say, it's really not. I'm not kidding. I know it's a lot of money, crazy, ridiculous money, and I have all the stuff here, computers and stuff like that. But what I need is really a little bit more of an environment because, first of all, I'm using this most likely also for work-related stuff where I really earn money. So that's also a plus. And then it's really so easy. You can start doing something on your phone, and it's also on the laptop at the same time. Of course, cloud we have the same on. You can realize the same on PC with Android, but it's not as seamless. Okay, that's what I'm trying to tell you. It's a lot of more hiccup, and what I found is saving time at the moment. Saving time is for me was a lot of money because I struggle with having money as well, but I struggle with having time. That's how it is. I don't literally, I don't want to waste time anymore with stuff I can prevent in the future. It's just. Maybe it's because I'm so old.
They got you with the features.
Yeah, of course they got you. Oh, come on. Just stop doing it. You're NVIDIA shill.
They got you.
No, I'm happy. We're just kidding, guys. We're just kidding. Of course they got me. Of course.
We lost gaming tech with Apple, man. We lost him.
That's it. So I will sell my PlayStation 5 because I'm gaming on Mac now.
Well, I wonder if you can play some games there, how it would compare.
Again, I did Civilization 6 on Steam, or it works on Mac as well. So Steam is actually really great. You press a button and it shows you the games what are working natively on the Mac. Okay, so I installed a couple of games and I compared Civilization 6. CPU benchmark, and not kidding, it's 1 second faster than my 7950X3D. It is faster, the laptop.
That's
so
incredible.
Of course, the GPU, of course, I have a 4080. There's no way that the laptop can compete. Okay, but there's also, it's not the high-end laptop. You can buy a little bit more expensive one, and then it would be a different. I'm just telling, that's a laptop. I can't take this bloody PC somewhere. You know what I mean? I have actually more CPU power in terms of for editing and stuff like that, or also streaming. In the future, I will use the MacBook. So this PC right now is using almost 250 watts of power. For this one here, the 5950X, what I have here, the CPU, is not even half as fast as my MacBook Pro. And it's using 3 or 4 times more power now than the MacBook would do. It's mind-blowing.
I enjoy the Apple.
I will. And you see a lot of videos coming up as soon as I figured out all these things, and then you go away with your NVIDIA. No, I would like to have a 5090 as well, but I'm waiting for the 6090. Hopefully there's a bigger step improvement.
Yeah, it should be. I mean, I'm looking forward to get one. It's difficult. I've been trying on every single
but you're getting one or not? You're getting one or not?
Yeah, I'm
Are you
getting
getting
one.
one? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy one, but it's
No. But you said you someone bought a
yeah. So
GPU
what
for you.
happened? Someone bought one, and he showed me the picture. We spoke. We did a video call. We spoke, but we couldn't find a way to make it 100% safe for both. I was
Oh, okay,
expecting him
gotcha.
to send it to me. Once I have it, I'll pay you. It wouldn't make any sense if I pay someone that I don't know, and then they said, so I don't have the GPU on my hands. If I
Yeah,
can
no,
easily get
I
scammed, I
agree
am not
with
gonna
you.
do that.
Yeah, I agree.
But also, someone can feel like, oh, okay, I don't want to send this $3,000 GPU if I don't have the money. So I understand that part
Correct.
too. So I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, then we cannot do it. It's
Yeah.
that
Oh, okay, that's bad.
it's that simple.
Is it so PayPal wouldn't work, that you pay the money and then if you don't get
Yes,
the product, you get the money back?
yes, but it's a mess.
Or
You know, I can
okay.
do that. I can do pay. That's what he proposed. Actually, you can pay me in PayPal instead of friends and family. You can do the the good business and goods or something like that, and actually you are protected. But I'm like, yeah, I read the PayPal agreements and all the conditions, and I'm like, that doesn't sound good. It doesn't sound like a safe thing. I think me having the YouTube channel, I am the target in this transaction. I would be the most vulnerable one, and why would I sacrifice, my reputation after 3 years of work? It just doesn't make any sense.
No, I get
So,
this.
and I
Yeah.
mean, and he was the one reaching out to send me the 5090. So I thought he was gonna do
No,
the favor.
but you're right. Nowadays, you need to be very careful. Unfortunately, you need to be very careful.
Yeah.
Fufu one is asking if I'm originally from Sweden. So why? So I know they have a lot of very good looking people in Sweden. I know this. That's why probably. But no, I'm actually from Germany. So why Sweden? Is it? I don't even know how the accent will work in Sweden. I don't know really. But no, I'm not from Sweden. So Tim Cook is the CEO from. Yeah, I got a message as soon as I turned on my iPhone. So he said thank you.
Also,
The same what I get from Jensen.
Also, I had like 3 more people reaching out because I gave my email. If someone wants to buy a 5090, send it to me. After I get it, I send you the money. 3 more people reach out, but they wanted more money than what the 5090 cost. So I'm like, if you want more money, you can do better reselling it on eBay to someone else. If you want to help the channel, sell it to me for what you paid. I will give you that. So yeah, that's where we are. I've been trying, but it's very difficult to get one.
So Star Fox is asking when I will release the first Shadows, the Assassin's Creed Shadow video. So I'm playing it already. Thank you very much, Ubisoft. I think the embargo is 19th of March, 4 p.m. or a.m. Australian time. That's when I'm allowed to release the video. So next week, Wednesday, whenever this is for you guys.
Nice. I mean, congratulations. You're playing the game already. I mean, there are some people playing the game already with the disc that leaked or something.
It's interesting, but yeah.
But that's not the final version of the game. I guess there's gonna be like
No,
a day one patch or something.
There will be a day one patch, yes. Which makes it hard for I mean, not for HDR testing. There will no difference for day one patch and whatever, because I never have seen this that anyone changed HDR at some point, apart from maybe really from Red Dead Redemption. But for performance testing whatsoever, it's very bad when they're doing this. Because the point of getting early review codes is that you have actually time to do a proper video, and then on the last day or on the release day, they're releasing a day one patch and it changes performance. So what's the point of getting an early review code? It doesn't make sense. Yeah. I don't know how I'm doing this. So let's see. Anyway.
But that's good, man. You're getting ahead, getting the games ahead. That's great. So you can have the content ready.
I have the content at the same time when Digital Foundry is releasing, so watch my video first, okay?
Especially on HDR, because it takes some time for YouTube to have the video ready on HDR. So you need
that's why I like to finish this video today, upload it, and then it has 3 days time to actually finish the processing, which should be absolutely fine. Anyway.
So let me read this one here. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. You go. He's from Denmark. It just sounded like it. Thank you.
So here Josh is saying that PayPal buyer protection is pretty solid. He would have been accepting all the risk by offering you to use PayPal. Just, I don't understand that. To use GNS for you.
I don't know what this is.
I get it, but the thing is, it's a mess. If something happens, it's a mess. So I think it makes sense. If someone wants to help me, sends me a 5090, I get it. I pay you the money. I think that's very simple. If you consider that to be a risk, then don't reach out. Like I would just, try to get it in a different way. But I think that makes sense because in this case, I am the public figure. So there's no way I'm going to, ruin everything just for that 59. It's not worth it. I mean, if I keep waiting, I might get it for free. So I'm not like super hurry anyway.
That's fine. That's fine. Just have patience. So CS is confused because TCL QM6K or Bravia 10 will best for gaming, possible better than Alienware. So we don't know this because if there's a lot of picture processing or whatsoever, it's not maybe not the best choice for gaming. I'm not that's just but again, we haven't seen the TVs, so how can we know?
I think what I would recommend everyone for gaming is to get a very cheap Samsung QD OLED. You can get those so cheap that nothing else makes sense. That's the thing. Yesterday on the stream, someone told me, I can get you an S90C 65-inch for $750. Do you want? I mean, it might be a scam, it might be true, it might not, I don't know. But I do not doubt that could be possible. So think of a brand new. Can you imagine that? $750 for a 65-inch Samsung QD OLED. Nothing comes even close. So no. I think definitely you can get one for like 1200, like 65-inch. Or if you get 55-inch, I got the S95C for $760. Nothing comes even close to that. Nothing. So yeah, that's why I say these companies have to reduce the price significantly. If it's not OLED, because especially for gaming, it's not close.
So this is Mr. Walker. So no LCD technology, even RGB mini LED will beat OLED for gaming. Local dimming and any sort of processing adds latency, motion blur, and stuff like that. I mean, he's not wrong, but again, I haven't seen it. But I probably in terms of the pure motion quality, OLED is probably still better.
Yeah, the thing with mini LED is that if Sony implements a flickering technology, like they know how to do, Sony knows how to do this. They also have the reference monitor has a flickering feature that's just absolutely unbelievable based on what the information I've been able to gather. They know how to do it. They just don't do it. And it is such an easy sell. Have that feature, have the best motion clarity of any TV out there for gaming. Make it work at 60, 100, 120, or different custom targets. Calibrate the feature. Once you turn it on, the gamma should look correct. Improve as much as possible the picture quality while having low latency. So work on it. Like I want to see the features announced with pride. And hey, this TV is for gamers. We have all these features. That's what I want, basically. because a 4,000 nits TV to watch Netflix makes no sense. Like, you're gonna see one or two movies that's gonna even show something remotely close to what the TV can do. So yeah, it's a shame, in my opinion.
My God. I mean, anyway, so this year, so what are we getting this year then? Apart from the G5, of obviously a new Samsung TV, which is not very interesting because we have the matte finish again and stuff like that. So it's probably not even worth talking about. But the G5 is very, very interesting. So what else in terms of affordable TVs are we expecting this year? Affordable G5 range. It's not affordable for everyone, but you get my point. We're not talking about $10,000, $15,000 TVs.
I don't know. I think I believe Sony might also have a QD OLED TV or a TV with a G5 panel, because Sony always, I think they want to keep winning the TV shootout and be considered the best and all of that. And I don't believe they can win anything if they don't have an OLED. I mean, last year they had the Bravia 9, and that doesn't even compete. They have to use the older A95L. So I believe Sony this year should at least have an OLED option. And I think the most obvious would be to have the G5 panel, but it will be 144 hertz like Panasonic, because they still have the same old chip for that. So that doesn't compete with the G5 for gaming, because the G5 is 165, especially for the PC. So that might be the other TV, like another G5 like TV, like Panasonic has one. But yeah, other than that, I don't know. We're getting monitors,
we don't
but
have
TVs.
Panasonic here. I really don't care about monitors, really, honestly. Not much, you know what I mean? Because now there's nothing comparable to a TV.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, in Australia, we don't have Panasonic, because this would be probably a very good actually choice in terms of OLED TVs, because they're pretty good. But unfortunately not. Can't change it. So gaming, so Tyler T here is writing, prepare your wall for the G5 for the content. I mean, look, I'm not planning to buy the TV actually when it's getting released. I'm not even sure if I buy it at all, because I have the G4 behind me, and even the G5 is twice as bright. It's not like a day and night difference. You know what I mean? So I'm happy with the G4, but let's see. And the problem is with now I would like to go a little bit up in size. Probably that's the thing. And then you pay significant more money. That's the problem, because 65-inch, that's a 65-inch TV, which fits my wall here good. I can put an 83-inch here, but then I have to remove all the Nintendo Switch and the Xbox, and it doesn't look as nice anymore. But then you pay, a lot of money, and
you know what again, I would do?
Yeah, this is the G5 here. Oh, bloody hell, this is expensive.
I would wait for the S90F to see how bright it is. It should have a glossy finish. Yeah. The only thing is that it's 144 hertz. It's not going to be 165. So it's probably last year's panel. So okay, that's a bummer.
144 to 165. Come on. 144 to 165. Come on.
It does make a difference. It does make a difference. For PC gaming, it does, for sure. But, well, if that's not a deal breaker for you, I think I would wait for that one, the 77-inch. So I think if that one is 250 nits, full screen, I think is a good one. So if it's 200, it's the same as the S90D, I would not be interested. I would just get the S90D, last year's TV. I will be better. But I think it should be brighter, because they are not going to release the S95F being exactly the same as the S90D. It doesn't make sense.
Of course not. Yeah, of course.
So if it is 250 nits full screen, the S90F is glossy. It should be glossy, most likely. I think that would be the one to get for the bigger size too, because QD OLED, I think for 77-inch or bigger, the screen uniformity is gonna show even more. So QD OLED, I think, is the best to go for that big size. Because can you imagine you get the G5 and 77 and the screen uniformity is terrible at 77 inch? Because the bigger, the worse it gets with WRGB.
It's not necessarily. There was I think Leslie told me this at one point, that actually the bigger sizes from LG was slightly better than the 65 inch.
Oh, really?
But
Okay.
but we don't know with the new panel anyway.
Yeah, it's
So
a
the
lottery.
new panel, because of the new stacking technology, what they're using, it can be worse or much better. We don't know yet, you know. But I mean, to say this, so any OLED TV is better than all the LCD TVs out there in screen uniformity. Full stop.
Yeah.
That's how it is. That's how it is. There's no comparison.
So I think my biggest question with the G5 is a screen uniformity. If those full screen great pictures are gonna be dirty, like dirty grays, near black especially, how is that gonna be? If that is better than what it used to be overall, of course there's always a lottery. But if that's very good, and the other question is, are the colors do they look correct? Like when it comes to comparing it with QD OLED, I like a lot how the colors look with QD OLED. They just look more correct to me because it's pure RGB additive color. But or for whatever reason they look very, very good. So is the G5 going to look correct? Like, or if it's just pure brute force power, super bright? I don't know. So those are my questions. I want to see the G5 in person and compare that with QD OLED and see if it's great. And then the screen uniformity.
So Carl is asking, in SDR PlayStation 5 gaming dark room, what's the best nits? So I can tell you that the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X and S are outputting in 250 nits in SDR. Okay, so that's the output what you get. So that's why it doesn't make much sense to have a higher brightness set in SDR. But what the brightness level is on your TV monitor, I don't know. You know what I mean? That's the big question. But I know people that cranking up the brightness, especially on QD OLED, and it's very, very bright in SDR, but it doesn't give you, it's just very bright, but it doesn't look nice anymore, in my opinion. But yeah, don't make it too bright. What is this one?
Oh, sorry. I click at the same time.
Yeah, go for it.
So this one says, I expect the Bravia 10 will cost the same as the Bravia 9. They better do. But I don't believe so. Or maybe it will. Maybe the Bravia 10 will cost the same, but that will not be the RGB mini LED. Yeah, because we don't know what's the name of that TV yet. We're speculating it's gonna be it's called Bravia 10, but it might not be called Bravia 10. It might be something like Master TV or something, so they can charge you the master money.
The wallet crusher. But it comes this year, the Bravia 10. No. Okay.
It's gonna come on the 2026.
Okay. So now forget it. Okay, let's talk about something else.
So, but that's why I was saying maybe that TV is coming, 2026. But we will get like Bravia 10, and that Bravia 10 might be the WRGB panel from LG. I think Sony has to have it OLED. They have to if they want to compete on the TV shootout. They cannot win without an OLED, and I think they care about that. So they have to come out with an OLED.
So what is this? Anthony Ramos, tell Markus that the M4 MacBook Pros have now quantum dots. I mean, hey, this display, I llove it. You can't see this on a camera.
So what is the name of that? What is the name of the laptop?
That's the 16-inch MacBook, the MacBook M4 Pro or Max. I don't know.
So that's the same. So what he's saying is that one has quantum dots.
Apparently, I don't know.
So that gives you those colors.
It's a Retina XDR display, whatever that means. But I mean, honestly, I don't care because looking at this right now. So that's my OLED with a matte finish, 1440p resolution. this looks garbage compared to this one. No, really, I'm not kidding. This is garbage. It's not sharp. It's nothing. And I'm looking at here. Of course, it's a smaller screen. That's 16-inch. That's a 27-inch. Of course, this is sharper just from the screen size. But it's not like that. If I go closer here to have the same, maybe this is just unbelievable.
I would like to know exactly the resolution and the refresh rate of that. And
I will make a video about
make a video about it. He's saying that also it has 1000 nits full screen. 1000 nits full screen.
This display is crazy bright. And I played a couple of games like Baldur's Gate 3, runs natively on the Mac OS in HDR. And then I compared this with the PC version on my G4 and say, oh my God, this looks better. This looks better than my G4.
That would be a cool video. If you can do a video, maybe you record the screen with the same settings and then you edit it. That, like, you know how to do it, I mean. So that would be great to see the difference in gaming, to show that, okay, we need 1000 nits. It's just so much better, especially for daytime scenes.
And it's 120 hertz. Yeah.
Okay.
Now, again, I know you pay a lot for Apple products, I know, but they're offering also quality. So this is aluminum or whatever, not titanium, I think, the case. So this already feels much better than any laptop I ever had. You know, I'm not trying to be sell you an Apple, but hey, I mean, it's the same with all the other brands. You know, when you have high end brands, you pay a lot more money for the last 5%. You know, that's how it is.
For me, you know, I believe we should not be biased towards any brand. We should always go for the best product that, you know, suits our needs. But Apple is the exception. I'm sorry. Apple and Sony. Okay, I'm gonna put Sony inside there. I'm sorry.
So that's apparently the specs. Yeah, so it's 3456 by 2234. They have a very weird. I don't know what this is, but anyway, it's 1600 nits peak brightness. Yeah, it's amazing. You know, you have to watch the right content on this. You know, because again, we talked about content. It looks so much better than any TV I have in this house. So much better. But I would like to have this in big. I would like to have this display in big.
I mean, one thing I would compare is you've seen the test pattern, the color clipping test pattern, that, you know, you have the colors clipping on HDR. I would compare that video.
Oh yes, I know. Okay.
Because that's gonna show you all the color power, the full screen color power of that screen.
Yeah.
Compare that with your OLED, with your S95C.
Yeah. So I have to say something here. So yeah. So the problem is what we're talking about. We're talking about 1600 nits on a 16-inch screen. So in terms of the pure brightness, what I had the feeling that G4 still appears brighter than the laptop. Okay, so it's not as clean, not as nice to look at. Don't get me wrong. The Apple display is in my opinion superior over the G4. Okay, but the G4, because it's 65-inch and has 1500 nits, it appears much brighter. I hope you get what I'm talking about, because a 10% window, you know, in 1500 nits on a 65 inches like that, on a 16-inch like that, of course it's brighter. It's this Apple display very great for showing, because of the high peak brightness, for very fine details and stuff like that. It's amazing, but again, it's just 16-inch, unfortunately. But I can talk about this for hours.
Man, I'm happy, man. I'm happy for you. I mean, if you get nice, cool product from Apple, enjoy.
So no sponsoring here, okay? Sponsored by my wallet, okay? Which is now empty.
Yeah,
it's so crazy. So let me ask the chat. Let me ask you a question. Should I get Apple Care? It's a lot of money, but have you had any good experience with Apple Care or bad experience with Apple Care? Let me know, because this is my big question. Because even for the phone, I think it's $400 for 2 years to get the full protection. But I mean, this is a $2,800 Australian dollar phone, $2,800. Okay, that's a lot of money. And I was struggling actually to buy all of this stuff. So I bought the Apple MacBook first because I thought I need a MacBook, I need a laptop anyway. And after I saw the quality, the next day I bought the iPhone. But let me know if I should get this.
But let me ask you, Markus, and not to shade on the iPhone or anything. You will need to have settings because when you're recording the screen, you have to control the clipping and all of that. If you just let the phone do automatic, maybe it's gonna be clipping and you want to show the details. Can you change the settings of the camera without paying? Because I know if you pay for a program, the professional program, you can. But can you change the settings of the camera?
There will be, okay, so first of all, there will be a video up as soon as HDR is processed about my first impression of the recording of the Apple phone. So, but the thing is, you have your standard camera setting, okay? Your standard camera mode. And what I found is, if you do the camera all the stuff, my lights in the background started to flickering because of 50 hertz. So I today realized it's a bloody LED. I replaced the LED and now it's not flickering anymore. But this is a common issue with smartphone recording. But I downloaded Blackmagic Cam, and this is for free. There's no advertising, nothing. I'm absolutely surprised because you're absolutely right. There are apps out there. You can pay hundreds of dollars, not kidding, and you have less functionality actually on this app. And with this one, you can actually set up everything, the FPS, your shutter speed, which is very important, the iOS and whatever. And I recorded my first video with this one. This is, I don't know how this app is doing this, but this is apparently using Apple's AI or whatever to analyze the picture, what is recording. And I recorded my HDR content. And there is no damn, excuse my language, F clipping on my recording. I don't know how this works. It's showing on the phone. It's showing much more colorful and vibrant and bright than it is in real. But for YouTube, this is exactly what you like. You know, it's like mind blowing. Oh my god! And I was wondering if there's any clipping, and I compared this on my G4 as well. You know, with all the testing or whatever, there's literally no clipping. Wow. I don't know how this works. With the normal app from Apple, I had clipping, but there's a function on this Blackmagic app. Wait, let me show you. Click. This is, I don't know what I don't know if you can see this. When I turn this off, wait, you can see the screen goes. Come on, turn it off. The screen goes dark. This is the normal operation mode, but then you can choose this AI control, whatever it does, and it's analyzing the whole picture. It's delayed now. You can actually see this. But it doesn't matter for recording, and it's making this so vibrant and so great looking, unbelievable. Blackmagic RAW, Blackmagic. Wait.
Okay, I'm definitely going to download
Blackmagic Cam.
I'm gonna download that one. I do have a family member with the iPhone 15 Plus, and I was like, I was very upset that I could not change the settings of the camera without paying a ridiculous.
Yeah, no, the standard camera app is useless. I mean, it's good for just starting press play and whatever. It's doing this in a fantastic quality. But if you like to have more options, then no, you need to get something else.
Exactly.
Definitely. Yeah.
So yeah, we'll check that out.
Yes, always get Apple Care. Okay, I need to think about this because I don't want to buy yourself a case. Yeah, I have a case here. That's the case I'm using actually for my. I know you can't see the nice phone anymore. I took it out to show you actually, but I mean, you know how the phone looks like. But yeah, of course I bought a case.
Now let me ask you: the phone screen. It should be awesome too. Isn't the phone screen even better than the laptop?
No, I don't. No, I wouldn't say. But this is really, it's fantastic screen. I don't know what this is for a screen, but it's fantastic. 120 hertz. Also, the scrolling is just wow. No, it's now I feel I like the. It's probably because of the size, because it's always, you know, smaller size. Even the screen is really, really good. A bigger size with the same quality is always better, you know. But I can't complain about the screens as well. You know, as soon I'm going back to my S9 Plus, which I still have to use for some apps because I haven't installed all this stuff. This is crap. This is not good. And I mean,
As
that's
soon
a
as we
5,
get the
6 years.
new stuff, the old stuff is garbage.
No, sorry to say this, but there's no 120 hertz option. As soon you have this, and it sounds ridiculous, but just for scrolling through the apps, 120 hertz is already so much better than 60 hertz. You know what I mean? It's just, yeah. And this is also true. When you go through comments on YouTube or whatever, with the 120 hertz screen, you can read on the fly. You know, you scroll and you can read because it's clear.
Yeah.
On the 60 hertz, you can't do it.
Look, now you have to pay another $400 to Apple because FOMO says that actually it works. Apple Care actually would replace your phone if you drop it on the toilet.
I have never have done this.
That's another. It's 400. Is that 400?
For 2 years.
For 2
400
years.
Australian dollars for 2 years, so 200 per year.
Let's
it's like insurance, you know. It's the same, you know.
Yeah.
You don't need to have an insurance, but if you need it, you're lucky that you have it.
Yeah, it is very expensive. I think that's a lot of money, but yeah, it is. Might make.
We need Jensen Care.
You need the Jensen Care.
Yeah, for the 5090, if the power adapter or whatever burns your house or whatever, you get Jensen Care.
Yeah, we got a super chat with that. On PC,
thank you.
We get Jensen Care and call it pain and suffering. Have you seen that video from Jensen? He says that he loves you, so he wishes you plenty of pain and suffering because that's the way you can grow as a human being. He says that he doesn't like to fire anyone in his company. He doesn't fire anyone. He makes you improve through pain and suffering. So that's a good boss.
So everything PlayStation 5 Pro is writing, yes, you can change exposure, focal length, and shutter speed, but not on the base app, or at least it must be hidden somewhere. Okay, not on the very already installed.
No, you cannot do it on the base app. You have to.
No, I'm pretty sure about that.
I thought I have
but
to.
Maybe I'm wrong.
Pay for
but then Apple is hiding it. Why is it hiding them? You know what I mean? So anyway.
Yeah.
Here again. What's the best SDR gaming in dark room OLED brightness? Oh, that's I really, but it's probably something around 60 to 80, maybe 80. Go for 80. But at the end, look, it's what you like best. You know, don't make it too dark. So 40, 50 doesn't sound right at all because the C2 is not a very, very bright display. So more towards 80, honestly.
I would just max that out completely. And if you're using SDR, I will go to the service menu and turn on module HDR2 so you get all the brightness. It's not bright anyway. The C2 is like 150 nits full screen.
Yeah, but
that's not very bright. Yeah, colors get kind of washed out.
Whatever you like better, you know, it's always up to you, you know. See, that's a very good comment. Don't buy Apple Care unless you think you dropped the laptop. So if I knew I dropped the laptop next week, then I would actually buy it. So that's the problem, you know. I don't know what happens, you know. I bought a case for everything, you know, just to make sure, but you never know. So again, it's like insurance for my car, extra insurance. So far 2 years, no scratch, nothing. So 2 years paid for nothing. But now, if I cancel it, I know exactly what happens next week.
Let me ask FOMO. Do we know? FOMO's here. Do we know the full screen brightness of that Sony RGB mini LED? I have not seen that anywhere. They're advertising 4,000 nits peak, but how about the full screen brightness? I think. Really, the only difference, the only advantage of that Sony TV over QD OLED is the full screen brightness. That's it. It's worse in everything and every single other way. Is the QD OLED from this year are up to 4,000 nits in a small window. You have, I mean, yeah, of course, you have higher color volume because it's brighter overall. But so, okay, let's see. So it's 4,000 nits peak brightness. Yeah, but the full screen brightness, because that's really the advantage. So if you tell me this new Sony TV is 4,000 nits in a 2% window, I would say, well, QD OLED is just better. I mean, it's 4,000 nits too. So and it's self-emissive, perfect blacks, perfect contrast. So the only advantage that TV has is the full screen brightness, and we don't know that. So that's what I would ask Sony. You're trying to sell me on a mini LED TV. The only selling point is the full screen brightness. Nothing else is better. The contrast is not better than OLED. The colors are not better than QD OLED. Okay, so let's see. Full screen brightness is likely a work in progress until the release date because this requires maximum form of cooling to improve the APL. Okay. Yeah, it makes sense. So until they design the whole thing, the case and the fans and all that. Okay. But I mean, that's the really the question, because 4,000 nits is not impressive. Hisense has this trichroma, RGB mini LED TV, the UX, and that's 10,000 nits. Well, that's impressive. That's brighter than OLED. And actually, we know from last year's Hisense UX, we know that it actually goes beyond 10,000 nits, which is crazy. In a small window, of course. So that's not very impressive of Sony coming with 4,000 if we already have 10,000. So he's saying full screen brightness is. Oh, okay. I read that one right. The entire TV has to be built out. I mean to say. Okay. Yeah. So they just have a prototype. They haven't decided yet how much they will release. Yeah, I think power restrictions too is a concern. Hopefully they don't care too much about the power, and it's like 400, 500 watts. Hopefully.
Yeah, and what was plasma TVs using back then?
500 or 500 watts. My Pioneer Kuro is 525.
So what's the problem? And we have now much bigger screens and stuff like that. So it's a BS, in my opinion, the power restriction stuff. Then don't buy anything if you like to save power. Just live in a wood, in the forest. That's my opinion. Sorry.
Yeah, and it just doesn't make any sense to say that we're gonna save the planet with a $10,000 TV or $3,000. That's not for everyone. No. You're not saving the planet with that. So just let it go.
Honestly, I don't want to save the planet. No, I mean, don't get me wrong. Of course, I like to save the planet, but that's BS. You're not saving it with then don't buy anything. That's the point. Don't buy anything if you like to save the. Yeah, really. And it's really stupid. I don't get this,
So I would get excited if Sony comes out and they say, "Hey, we have active cooling on this TV, 1,000 nits full screen." That would be great. 1,000 nits full screen, RGB mini LED, 4,000 nits peak brightness. That would be great.
Was it the Pioneer or the Panasonic plasma back then, which had active cooling fans?
All of them. Now my Pioneer Kuro has fans, but they almost never turn on. Never.
So I think so. They're very, very slow. It's not like like a very small laptop fan or whatever. So they are small, but they're not rotating like crazy.
The Panasonic I have also has active cooling.
Yeah. I mean, if they're doing that, you almost can't hear it. I mean, there's always something you can hear, then it's okay. But I don't want to have in the background all the time,
These fans are whisper quiet. I mean, I just got these fans for the PC. They are whisper quiet. I searched the noise level, maximum noise level, and it's like nothing.
Yeah.
So a TV can have that.
But yeah, full screen brightness is because you're right. I hate dimming. I hate this really dimming. I mean, it's not as obvious or maybe I'm not prone to see it actually, that much. But some people really complaining about dimming.
I think the reason why you love that laptop screen you got is because it's 1000 nits full screen. You have 1000 nits full screen quantum dots. So imagine if you get a TV that's 1000 nits, RGB mini LED, so you have that color power that you would see on a QD OLED, but now you have a lot higher color volume, and it shows with high APL scenes. That's just, that'll be great.
Oh yeah.
And I think they could do higher. 1000 nits is actually not very impressive. They could do higher. We already have that.
Of course, they can do higher, but they don't want to sell you this today.
Yeah, because we already have LCD displays that can do over 1000 nits full screen. So I don't think that's actually impressive at all.
I know. Anyways, G5. I don't know.
Yeah, G5 is the TV you have to buy, man. I think you're gonna have to go for the G5 for the channel.
Nah, I don't. No. I mean, yes, but no. No. I bought the G4. I don't know where to put the TVs. It's just every room a TV. It doesn't make sense. Too much.
Yeah, it's just a lot of money. But I would, if there is a TV I will ever buy and return just for the channel, just to make the videos, I think I might think about the G5. But I don't like to return TVs, and I already done it way too many times.
Yeah, but because they're faulty or not, that's a different story.
But a lot of TV reviewers do that. They buy the TV and they return it. Otherwise, it's not a good business model because you spend a lot of money on the TVs just for the videos for the channel.
Yeah.
But I am interested on the G5. I would like to see it side by side with QD OLED.
Yeah, this will be interesting. But again, even the G5 can't reach QD OLED colors in terms of brightness and stuff like that. So even, because I don't know, it doesn't mean that it's worse. You know what I mean? Because again, you put a certain content on the G4 next to my S95C, you won't see a difference on a fully calibrated displays. It should look absolutely the same.
Yeah, but I think the G5 is going to blow. I have an S90D. I think it would blow the S90D out of the water because of the color volume. Based on the numbers, it is so much brighter, and the color gamut is very close. It's like within a 3% different in XY terms. So we're talking about from 83 point something to 86 point something. That's in XY terms. 1931 CIE 1931 XY terms. I think that's the name of the unit of measurement. So it's like within a 3% distance. That's insignificant because there is a variant of 1.5% from panel to panel. So it is so close, and when it comes to color gamut, but now brightness a lot brighter. So color volume on the G5 should be a lot higher than my QD OLED. So I would be interested to see it. But what I suspect is that it's not going to look as correct because it's not RGB. But I want to see it. That's why I would like to check.
So Carl asking, can someone explain if it is right 100 nits for gaming or not? No, I think it's too low. 200 nits, 250 nits. So again, PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series are outputting 250 nits in SDR. That's what they're doing. Okay? So that's why 100 nits is not enough. So that's why I would choose 250 nits if you know the value for this. If your TV can do this in. And we're not talking about full screen brightness. We're talking about specular highlights in SDR, 250 nits, okay? So the average picture brightness, of course, is much lower, but it's like a 10% window or whatever should be set to 250 nits. That's my recommendation, actually. Ah, that's interesting. Okay, the Mac doesn't allow it to run OS desktop above 600 nits per day. So I noticed this actually because as soon as I'm playing a HDR video, it's getting significant brighter actually. So that's what I found, at least. I mean, it makes sense. So probably 1600 nits or whatever in desktop mode is probably a little bit too much, but you're right. For outdoor use, you need to have it brighter. A third-party app called Luna. Let's run. Okay, I need to try this. I need to try this. We like to have the brightness.
Yeah, I would love to lock things, to lock settings and lock the stuff.
Luna, $8.
Yeah, it's to make it make it safe for people. I mean, I think maybe 1000 nits they think is just way too much.
No, it's not. Believe me, you're getting used to it so quickly. That's the thing.
Yeah, it's not down to the companies. They have to go by energy ratings put in place, not decided by them. Yeah. Unfortunately, the energy ratings and all that crap. So what I don't understand is how it's okay for NVIDIA to have a 5090 that's 600 watts, and that why it's not okay to have a TV that is 600 watts. That's what I don't understand. Why regulations with a TV? Why?
Because the people in the European Union, and that's where it comes from, all this crap, need to do something. They need to, I don't know, they're just sitting there and thinking about crap. That's how it is.
Yeah.
That's my opinion about this stuff. You know what I mean? Instead of doing something really properly, and talking about facts, but now they're doing crap like this, which doesn't save anything.
See, this is the thing with Apple. $8 app over here, $5 app over there, $3.
Yeah, but that's the same with all the apps. I'm sorry, but this is the same. It's not just Apple, This is the same crap with everything. And have you ever played Fortnite? Here's skin for 99 cents. And here, they're making millions and billions for this. So usually actually should be for free, the MacBook, And then you just buy the apps and Apple is getting rich.
So FOMO says that 10 millions of TVs sold versus computer parts. But I would like to see the statistics on that, because I don't believe that high-end Sony TVs are selling more units than high-end PCs. I mean, the 5090 is non-existent, so we cannot. They don't have enough stock. But if they did, I don't believe Sony TVs will sell more than 5090s. No way. Just the demand for the product is a lot higher with GPUs. They just cannot make enough of them. So I cannot believe it is a problem for regulations and all of that. TVs are a problem. High-end TVs. I understand if they regulate, budget TVs, but you're talking about $2,000 plus TVs. Why would you regulate that? That's not for everyone.
Okay, so I download just quickly an app, which is called Macintosh brightness or whatever you call this. Can't find, but this increased the brightness like crazy now. It's really restricted in desktop mode, and with a stupid app, you can. But this is too bright now. Honestly, this is too bright for average use, for daily use. But this is the difference. Probably that's now 1000 nits or whatever, and it's restricted to 600 nits. But this is significant brighter now, crazy bright, honestly. But this is anyway. So why is this? Why do I have to install a third-party app, Apple? Tim, can you text me later? I'm not happy.
So FOMO says that
stupid.
Says they are not. Government treats TVs as an entire industry, from $100 24-inch TVs up to $10,000, unless there's an exception for commercial signage. You see, but that doesn't make sense. I know that's how it is, and you know that better, but that clearly doesn't make sense, because why would you regulate under the same laws and same rules a budget TV versus a premium TV? Yeah. A premium TV is not for everyone. I don't believe there's gonna be an impact on the environment, with this TCL X11K that is $10,000. That has absolutely no impact on the environment whatsoever. Why would they try to reduce the power of this TV at $10,000? How many of these TVs are gonna be sold?
You know what I don't understand in general, because when we're talking about stupid power consumption on TVs, they're running, I don't know. I mean, some people using their TVs 24 hours, I get this. But what about all back then, the Bitcoin mining and whatsoever? No one actually, no government was talking about this. How much energy and it's still using, you know what I mean? I'm not saying it's bad. Don't get me wrong. I'm pro Bitcoin. Don't get me wrong. But, this is a significant energy more energy compared to any TVs. I don't understand this.
Yeah.
So why TVs? This is just, it's stupid in my opinion. It's just because some people want to or are in the need to say something. Or let's do something. What can we do now? Or let's check out if the banana has actually the right, I don't know what the English word is. Hopefully it's not too straight. We have this law in the EU, in the European Union. So the banana to be sold has to have a certain, whatever it's called. I'm not kidding. That's what people thinking about. You know what I mean? That's why everything is in a shit stage. You know what I mean? Because this is not important at all.
Yeah. What I would like to see is these TV companies also competing with cooling. Like we have 500 watts plus TVs. That seems very reasonable to me. That's not a lot. And these companies should be competing to push more power with better cooling solutions. And it was all about performance. It's all about performance. And that's all we care about, because that's what we do with GPUs. With GPUs, we push the limits all the way. So why not with TVs? I mean, you want your GPU to come out of your TV. It makes sense. I think they are both in the same family. So just try to push the brightness as much as possible, as much power as possible, cooling, improve the cooling as good as possible. So it's just trying to get the best product, period. And regulations that are in the way should be eliminated. That's my opinion.
So, I mean, you're not stopping, okay? So 100 nits, so I would not use 100 nits anymore. Full stop. Doesn't matter who you believe, because again, I tell you the facts. Sony, PlayStation 5, and also the Xbox outputting 250 nits. I measured this many, many times. There's no 100 nits anymore. So it doesn't make any sense that you restrict your TV to 100 nits, okay? So I would actually really say that if you have the C2, it's probably really around 80. But I don't know what the C2 can do in a 10% window in SDR with setting 80. I don't know. But first of all, I wouldn't have 100 because it's most likely a little bit too much. But close to 60 is probably too less. So 80 is probably fine. But no, 100 nits for gaming nowadays, it's not good anymore.
Look, here's the thing. Especially with these high-end displays, these high-end TVs, SDR makes no sense. Accurate SDR makes absolutely no sense. Why would you? Because accurate SDR means less performance than what these TVs can do. The reason why you go and buy a TV that's brighter is to see that brightness. A TV that's more colorful is to see those colors. So to have accurate SDR, it's like having a Lamborghini to go for groceries. It just doesn't make any sense. Why would you have a Ferrari, a Lamborghini for that? See, you're not using it. So it just never, like I would never ever use accurate SDR. It makes no sense in my opinion. Now, if the skin tones look wrong, if you use top the colors, then lower the colors, but try to get it as good looking as possible. And if you are on PC, just go HDR all the way. We have many options to always use HDR. I mean, even for streaming, I have a Fire Stick in one of the living rooms, and the Fire Stick has like a Dolby Vision that I can use on the LG for everything. So there are, even for streaming and for other things, you can force HDR. You want to use HDR, is my point. There's like, even for the shootout and all of that, I think they still compare SDR and they consider that. I think that should be completely out of the considerations. Completely. So yeah, that's my opinion on that.
Yeah. Now, anyway, but at the end, you just set up your display as you like it. That's how it is.
Oh,
we can make so many recommendations on but everybody is different. I know so many people that like the cool color tone over the warm color tone. Go for it. It's not my problem. Go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So here something. PlayStation 5 defaults to HDR always on. That's correct. But if you now play an SDR game with HDR always on, and you are not using dynamic tone mapping on, you have exactly 250 nits. That's what you get with HDRG then, because that's the maximum output for SDR. That's how it is. Full stop. You have an SDR picture then in an HDR SDR game in an HDR picture with 250 nits, because that's what SDR is then. Okay, so you would need to use dynamic tone mapping on to get it actually brighter, the whole picture.
Yeah, I remember that video when you make that video.
Yeah.
Now, I also want to say that accurate HDR is all you need to take advantage of all these TVs. And I see some content on YouTube that, I don't like filmmaker mode because it looks, dead and lifeless and the colors are not popping and it's not great. It's the content. The problem is the content. If you have accurate HDR and the content is awesome, it's going to look awesome. If the content is maxing out the capabilities of your display, if it is perfect for it. Now the problem is the content is garbage.
But there are so many good HDR channels right now out there. 8K Earth, just check this one out. Absolute. So probably not, depending, of course, what you're watching on this channel. But there are some videos they're looking absolutely mind blowing because they're mastered or they're created in a very high quality. So not all the HDR channels are crap, but some of them are, or some of them they're titling HDR and it's not even HDR. So I mean, yeah, this happens as well. But I found a lot of good.
Pomo agrees here. He says that the issue is always the content. That's what I see on the games. Like, I use HDIG. I try to have my TV with the most correct settings I can find. Okay, so it looks like the creator's intent. Okay, and the thing is, if the game HDR is garbage, it looks like garbage. But on the PC, I can change the content to make it look great. So that's what I do. So I always change the content. I don't change the TV settings. My TV settings are always the same.
Yeah,
they are the ones I know are right. Accurate, or as accurate as possible. And I can make the games look impressive, absolutely amazing, because I can change the games. Now, movies and all the stuff, I cannot change it. But we have RTX HDR for videos. It works nice. By the way, when is your RTX HDR video coming? I've been looking forward to it.
Which one?
You said you were gonna make a video showing the RTX HDR maxes out at 1000 nits and all that.
Oh, I don't know when I'm doing this. Yeah, I don't know. So now it's Assassin's Creed first, and then I don't know. But it, you know what? Maybe I just do this because I'm thinking a lot about content right now, and my content is, because now with the new phone, I think all what I'm doing is just recording my TV and showing stuff off, because it's much easier than all the recording on top of the recording what I'm doing, and maybe I can just do this, and then it's a quick 5 minutes video. Maybe I have to do this a little bit more back to the roots,
Hey, Pomo, let me ask you, do you think Jennifer Gala, I'm not sure if you've ever done a live stream with Jennifer Gala, or if she does that at all. I think it would be interesting if we can, one day, if we can have Jennifer on the stream to talk about the content, the video content, to talk about 24, 30 FPS content, black bars, ultra wide, and HDR. And I guess she knows a lot because she's a very good content creator. She does very high quality content on HDR. I think it would be great to have her. Oh, she's not gonna do it. She's shy. Okay. Okay. I get it. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's fine. Maybe we can find another content creator that can talk about that stuff.
That's okay, but it's great. She's doing great content, really great content, good quality.
Yeah, I just wanted to. I would like to one day speak with a content creator. I mean, it would be great to have.
You're talking to me?
No, I mean like a Hollywood director or something like that.
Just kidding.
And just ask him, hey, why 24 frames per second? Explain that to me to see what's their point. And black bars. Why we have movies with black bars? I mean, I understand the theater. That's fine. You can do 2 versions of the movie if you can. Otherwise, most people don't have a display that's ultra wide, and so you watch an ultra wide movie, and the black bars are cutting most of the real estate. Not most of it, but cutting a big part of the real estate that you pay for. We pay more money for a bigger screen. And then you're watching a movie and you're losing like 30-40% of your screen. That doesn't make any sense.
I know what you're talking about, but the widescreen format, the 235 to 1 or whatever this is called, shows actually more picture information than 185.1.1. But I get this because you have now the black bars. You're not using your screen entirely, which is annoying, absolutely annoying, and everything is getting smaller. You know what I mean? So. I don't know what I mean. This is probably just because it's done for cinemas, but I think because cinemas are slowly dying, very slowly. I think it's still not on close to be dead at all. But at some point, maybe in 10 years from now, we don't have that many cinemas anymore. Maybe they're focusing them more on 16:9
and streaming.
Why 24 frames per second? I don't know. Was it a bandwidth thing back then or whatever, or something?
I believe
why 24? Why 24? Why not 25? I mean, 24 is.
If you ask me right now, why is this live stream at 30 frames per second? Well, because it's a limitation of the platform, the programs that we are using. It would be better 4K 60 HDR or even more, but that's just the limitations of the platform.
Yeah, but that's why we're just paying $80 per month. Yeah, we've talked about this. StreamYard is not my. It's not good. I don't like it, but I haven't found anything. Oh, now I have Apple. Yeah, okay, that's.
I'm sorry, I'm not paying for an Apple program.
We have to continue this. You get an Apple. No, but there are better options, web-based, of course. You can use this anywhere, but. Anyway, I don't know why 24 frames per second. Why did they choose 24? Why not 30 back then or 25? Why 24? That's an odd number.
Yeah, it was.
Or is it because it fits? I don't know. It doesn't.
The thing is, whatever the reason was, we can do better now, and higher is better. I don't think it's an argument. Higher is better.
Yeah, but I mean, look, the thing is also you're getting used to this 24 frames per second look. And I watched The Hobbit in 48 FPS. It looks a little bit unnatural, It doesn't. But on the other hand, we have normal content in 60 FPS, and it looks perfectly fine.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So
we got.
Okay, here's the explanation. Anthony knows a lot. I'm very happy that you're on the stream. Actually, they used 24 because of the particular frequency of magnetic tape sound system of the day and continue. Okay, see, now we have it. So because it was a limitation back then as well. Makes absolutely sense. And now they're using it because all the people are used to it. Yeah. And of course, it takes less less bandwidth and stuff like that. If you
For me, that's like when they add film grain to the games.
my
Film
God.
grain,
Why?
chromatic aberration, lens distortion. They add
Why?
defects to the games. Like GTA 5, the enhanced edition. I have not watched the Digital Foundry analysis of ray tracing video. I'll check it out. Hopefully they mention this because GTA 5, the enhanced edition, has lens distortion and chromatic aberration. And it is forced. You cannot turn it off. There's no mod to turn it off yet.
So what is the reason to use chroma aberration in the first place? What is the point of doing this?
To make it look more cinematic. So it seems like cinematic means like to make it look like garbage.
What do you mean cinematic? I don't have this when I look outside. I don't have this.
Exactly. So
and I have no film grain in front of my eyes. You know, I don't get this.
So look, it was so bad that I thought, hey, the DLSS here is not working right, because I updated the DLSS to DLSS 4, and I'm like, why this still looks blurry? What's going on? It just makes everything blurry on the side of the screen. Right here, everything looks blurry. Only the very center looks kind of okay. Everything else looks kind of blurry, and then you have this red and green contours.
Yeah, no, this is really ugly.
It's so awful.
It mimics real cameras. Really?
It's a defect.
I haven't seen this. That's a defect. Yeah, I haven't seen this on any camera. Honestly, maybe it's. No, sorry, I don't know, but it's very bad. I don't know why you have. So, spoiler alert: in Assassin's Creed Shadow, you can turn it off. Okay. Okay. But why you have this in the first place? And by default, it's turned off. Oh no, of course. Why not? I don't get this. It's so horrible. I can understand motion blur, you know, because for some reason it can look better, especially for 30 FPS. You most likely need it, or you like to have it, but not for 60 FPS and up and more. Then there's no point for having motion blur. This destroys all the point of having a higher refresh and then putting motion blur on. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it's like cinematic is equal to motion blur and choppiness and and all defects basically. So I think it is. I understand artistic intention, but things that make the picture look blurry, noisy, with artifacts and weird, you can use that for a moment. But I think it is just for the whole thing all the time to look messed up. It's just bad. It just makes everything look worse.
Yeah, at least give us an option to turn it on off. That's all what we're asking.
Yeah.
You know? And it shouldn't be a problem nowadays to have options in a game. Honestly, with all the technology, how games are done or whatever, there's no excuse anymore for have not a switch to turn it off. No excuse. Anyway, it just makes me. Thanks God Apple doesn't have this turned on by default. The display. We have now a matte finish plus
chromatic aberration.
Yeah.
So FOMO is bringing a good point here. Older generation hates hyper motion resolution. So I think if they do a movie with a high frame rate, it should be easy to offer an option like a low frame rate option. Like let's say you open the movie, the Blu-ray or whatever, and then you have like a high frame rate option and a lower one. I think the problem is some people might not like 48 frames. I think it's too low. So get it at least 60 FPS so you can use interpolation on the TV to get it up to 120 at least. And if you don't like that, then that movie should have an option for 24, 30, and everyone is happy. I think that makes sense. And to have movies with options, turn off film grain, turn off this and that would be great. But I don't think that will happen.
Nah, this is not that simple because it's in the movie already. It's not a post-processing thing, you know. It's not that simple. But yeah, it would be great. It would, but again, that's why there's no excuse for games, because at the end it's just a filter. It's nothing else. What you do, that's I don't get this. Anyway. So chromatic aberration is a natural physics effect. Different colors of light bend at different angles when passing through a lens, causing them to focus at different points. Yeah. Okay, but you would never seen it since modern cameras account for it. So that's why, that's the thing, I don't know since when I'm using cameras and I haven't had this issue at all. So why is it in a video game? Why? In older movies, I get this. You can't just get rid of it. But there's no point to have this in a modern movie where everything, when you move around, you have this effect, because it's not there anymore in real. You don't need to have this defect. Anyway.
And I don't think it looks realistic. If I go outside and everything looks like that, I'm going to see my eye doctor.
I stay inside.
Yeah. I need to go to see a doctor because I'm not seeing well.
The background is really just a screensaver from YouTube. 11-hour screensaver, whatever, on YouTube. That's all what it's playing. That's all. I don't even know the name. But just type in screensaver and this comes up, like a million of channels, It's good.
Look at this. So look at this. FOMO says, yes, you can capture 60 FPS and then post-production scales down motion resolution, which is exactly what they did on Avatar 2. I was there watching them grade it with this software. Wrong. Why? So they get this 60 FPS, that's better, and they say, you know what? We need to make this cinematic. Let's lower the FPS to 24. Wrong. Okay.
Of course they're recording it with 60. I don't know why. It's of course you're recording the highest possible quality, huh?
And especially then a movie like Avatar. It's almost like a video game. It's like a 3D graphics movie to see everything beautiful. Why would you do that?
It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense, really. Yeah, there was Avatar in 48 FPS in select theaters, because most of them they can't display actually higher than 24 frames because they have the old project.
And actually, I opened Avatar. I got a version of Avatar out there. I'm not sure if it was the highest quality in comparison with a Blu-ray. It was a Blu-ray, 60 gigabytes version of Avatar 2, and I opened it with this MPG plus reshade to see the HDR analysis on Avatar 2, and the black floor on HDR was film grain. So there was a separation between the black floor, which was all noise, a separation with no information, and then the HDR starts from there. So it looks washed out with plenty of noise. It's just a horrible mess. The HDR was just a horrible mess.
Artistic choice.
No, I think it's just wrong.
Okay, so last 7 minutes. Any more questions, guys? Already 2 hours, Arial. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, let's leave it there. I will take a break and then finish
Why?
Huh?
Why?
No, I might need to eat something. Then I will continue my build because I want to have my PC build today to see if I can enjoy it tomorrow. I have some stuff to do tomorrow, but I wanna finally enjoy my PC.
Yeah.
So yeah, I will continue. I'm gonna take a break, and then we're going live again. And I have some cleaning to do before I put it together, but I'll try to finish it today.
Sounds good.
So yeah, thank you very much for everyone for being here. This was great. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. We had a lot of fun. We learned a lot. Thank you very much. That's why we're having these live streams.
To summarize, I think I am positive about the Sony announcement. I am not going to give them too much crap. Like I think they are way too expensive, but we don't know the price yet, so I cannot accuse them of being expensive if we don't know the price of that TV yet. I think it's great to see like a proprietary new technology rather than just using the same panel from the G5 and just making another TV with the same technology. I like it, so I'm gonna be positive. I will make a video about the new Sony TV. I am positive about it. I just hope that Sony focuses on gaming features. I want to be excited about a new TV. I want to try it, like the G5. I actually want to try the G5. So yeah, that's the summary from me. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, my summary is I have none.
Well, your summary with your new Apple products. You gave Apple all your money.
That's it. Hey, come on, the money has to go somewhere, okay? Either it goes to Apple or to my wife. It doesn't matter, really.
I would not give it to Apple. I'm sorry.
Oh, we have a last final. Thank you very much, Toxmod. Thank you very much. He's always here.
Thank you very much.
That's great.
Absolutely, he's excited about it, man. He's excited. He says he's gonna save for that Sony TV. I mean, I think it's gonna be a great TV. It's gonna be bright and colorful. I mean, I just want it to be great for gaming. That's the thing, and I don't think Sony cares too much. That's my problem.
That's the thing. I'm not sure about that actually. If this works out, you know what I mean, for gaming. But hey, maybe I'm wrong. No worries. Okay, I think that's enough for today. So again, guys, thank you very much. I'm going to work on my Assassin's Creed video for HDR because I like to have this done as soon as possible to give YouTube some time to actually process it. And then, yeah,
if you have time, why don't you also do the performance analysis with your PC?
I do this. I do this. Yeah. So I have the PC version, Xbox, PlayStation 5, but I will focus more on the console version because performance is always, you know what I mean? I mean, performance in terms of if it is actually working as expected. So because performance on the PC is different to all the PCs. But what I like to know is, of course, is there any stuttering, additional stuttering?
Yeah.
Even on a 5090, you know, which shouldn't be the case, you know. But again, a 5090 performs different than your 3080. You know, that's how it is. I'm looking forward to do the PlayStation 5 Pro and the base PlayStation 5 comparison. This should be interesting, but yeah, let's focus on HDR first.
And you know, maybe if you can compare that with like Ghost of Tsushima or something on the same PC.
Yeah.
Compare that.
I know, because it's actually very, very similar, the setting, you know.
Yeah.
It's interesting, yeah. Anyway, shout out to my favorite Apple and NVIDIA shows. Yes, here it is. Here again, my NVIDIA 5090 here. It's actually even more than a 5090. I'm not kidding. It's more.
It's AI ready.
Anyway, too much money spent. So thank you very much, guys. See you next Sunday. Okay?
Take care.
Bye-bye.